What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today, we're going to be talking about solo leveling and what exactly makes it popular and why does it stand out upon all of the other copycats of itself. And the first thing I want to get into is what exactly is solo leveling. Solo leveling is about a man named Sung Jin Woo who is 20-something years old, but for some reason looks like a 12-year-old. I don't even know how that works. And he's put into this world with hunters, and hunters are awakened humans that can possess magic and use them to fight against these monsters that are in dungeons. And what are dungeons? Well, dungeons are these random gateways, portals, so to speak, that spawn in the real world. And these portals take you to a dungeon where there's certain types of monsters, and each dungeon is ranked from D and E all the way to S. And all of these dungeons are extremely unique in their own way. And the hunters, the awakened humans, have to go into these dungeons, fight off these monsters, and then after they complete the entire dungeon and beat the boss, the portal or slash gate will close. Sung Jin Woo at the beginning of the story is regarded as being the weakest hunter to ever exist. He's so put into the ground on how weak he is. Every chapter of this phase, every freaking sentence is constantly talking about how weak he is. It's honestly kind of disrespectful for my boy, like god damn. But they constantly are putting him down, and eventually he runs into something, and this something gives him a lot of potential. He's able to level up, and you may be wondering, well, that sounds kind of normal for a lot of other stories, being able to constantly get stronger. Well, in this story, once you're born, you are stuck at the power level you are at. There is no being able to get stronger to surpass your limits. It's the same fucking Black Clover over here. But you can't get stronger. Whatever you were born with, that's how you are. So his ability to be able to level up, his ability to be able to get stronger is something never seen before. And he constantly gets stronger and stronger and stronger. Then you get to see him become like a giant in his world. He becomes a giant of power, a giant of just a big name. Everyone knows about him. And what I think causes this story to be so popular, what causes this story to be so widely regarded as one of the best manhwa ever created, is it's a power fantasy. And power fantasies are really popular. Whether people want to talk shit about them or not, power fantasies are very popular. Even if they're trashy ones that people love to watch, just to be able to get a freaking hit of cocaine of this shit. That's how much people love power fantasies. And solo leveling seems to do that, but in a different formula. You see his hard progresses. You get to see him suffer. You get to see him suck. You get to see all these terrible moments, and they really push that notion of he has a terrible life, he's extremely weak, and it's bad. They constantly be throwing disrespect at my boy, constantly. And then, eventually, you get to see him progress. You get to see him get stronger. And you get to see him surpass his limits. Type shit. Anyways, you get to see all this, and then suddenly you get to see these moments where he doesn't have these problems anymore. He's able to live luxuriously. He gets to live like Denji always wanted. He's always able to now, he's able to live comfortably. He's able to fix the problems that he had before, and you get to see this. And I think that's what makes solo leveling so popular, is being able to see this suffering and being able to see these problems and these issues and then the stress, and then you get to see the solutions and how he fixes them, how he gets stronger, and how he's able to go from all of this disrespectful stuff to a giant amongst his world. And once he reaches this point of being beyond everything that he once was and going even farther, it feels a little bit different, and it feels really satisfying to watch because you can really relate to it, like being able to feel the problems that you have now, and then seeing him have these problems and being able to triumph over them, and then be able to do whatever he wants and constantly achieve more and more and be praised and be looked up on with something that he never dreamed of, something that a lot of people in their own lives couldn't even think of happening. And I think watching that and seeing it happen is what makes it so good. And being able to really put yourself in the story is what makes it so good. And a lot of people know that's what a power fantasy is, and that's why a lot of people hate it, which I guess that can be true, but I think they do it perfectly here. That's what makes solo leveling so good is they create this perfect mixture of being able to reflect on this character and see yourself in the mirror, and it's beautiful. It's the perfect way that a power fantasy should always be. It's like this. It's done right. Now, before I bring this video to an end, I want to just mention one more thing. I want to bring the light, like, the anime Sword Art Online. And Sword Art Online is an extremely popular anime. I would say it's very high up there. It's hated on by a lot for a lot of decent reasons. I can understand why people feel the way they do about it. But I want to put into a comparison of Sword Art Online and Solo Leveling. Now, in Sword Art Online, the main character Kirito, we don't see a lot of what has happened to his past at the beginning of the series. We kind of just get the gist. Oh, he's kind of a nerd. He's on his computer, and he goes into a VR world. Bam, he's stuck. And then we see progress from there. And I think making him so overpowered off the start is, I think, could have been a really good idea and could have been very similar to Solo Leveling, but instead of giving his background information and really putting in the emphasis on like he suffered, and they only did that later in the series, unlike Solo Leveling where they immediately showed all of the suffering and a lot of the stuff that he has to deal with and his issues, being able to see those issues and then suddenly him get better and being able to surpass all of these problems and these issues is what makes Sung Jin Woo so relatable. It's what makes him so entertaining, and that didn't happen with Sword Art Online. And I feel like that's why a lot of people like hate on it, is because you don't get to really see that relatability. He kind of just walks through life really easily is what we see, and I think that's what makes people hate it a lot more than it should be hated. And I think that's the difference between Solo Leveling and Sword Art Online. That's what makes it the really big difference, even though they can be looked at as very, very similar, except Sung Jin Woo's sister definitely did not fall in love with him. That was completely fucking. That was, I don't know whose fucking idea that was. God damn, that motherfucker needs to be fired. But other than that, it was a good anime. I'd say Sword Art Online. It wasn't bad. I watched it. It was one of my first. It was pretty good. It wasn't great. It wasn't bad. It was okay. But I feel like if done right, if they take the story from the webcomic of Solo Leveling, if they take that and they actually do it justice, and then maybe do a little tweaking, starting with a couple of little arcs need to be tweaked a little bit, I would say. And then I also think that the ending 100% needs to be changed. They need to do something about the ending. What that is, I don't know. I don't want to come up with any ideas. I'd rather be surprised on what exactly the ending will be. I'm willing to bet they're going to change it. There's no way they keep it the same, because that was honestly a very pathetic ending. And I feel like they could have done a lot more with the idea they were trying to do. They were trying to get around like an idea of he really carried the whole world. That's the whole idea. He solo levels. He does everything by himself. And I think that's what they tried to push, but they really failed at it, and it just became a very anticlimactic ending. And I think, though it was peaceful, the ending wasn't. The ending was peaceful and sound. I don't think that it was the best ending they could have picked. They definitely could have done something better. It could have had a lot more justice. And that's all. Anyways, if you've stuck this far with the video, first of all, thank you very much. That's very awesome for my watch time. I really needed that. I make very short videos, so thank you for sticking this long. Only like a 10-minute video almost, maybe probably a little less. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe. It would be so helpful. I'm trying to reach at least 1,000 by the end of the year. Well, not the end of the year, but by the end of the school year, so to speak. If we can reach 1,000 by then, I'd be very happy and very grateful. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. If you want me to talk about anything else, like any anime, any manga, any series coming out, or if you want me to do like weekly uploads on like episodes that come out for a new anime that's coming out weekly, if you want me to do that, I can do that too. Anyways, drop in the comments, whatever it is, I'll be happy to do it. I respond to all my comments, so it's there. Y'all will see, I will see it, and I will read it. And that's all. Thanks for watching. Peace, guys.